Hey everyone, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about my very first Raquel Welch wig, and this is the style that I'm wearing right now and it's called On Point. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about On Point or are looking for an entry wig for Raquel Welch, then keep on watching. So I decided to wait a little bit to purchase On Point. So I missed the whole buzz about it. I think it's been about a good 5 or 6 months since it first came out. I've seen everyone purchase it. I've seen everyone wear it and look really great on them, but I thought I'd give it a bit of a miss, or I'd wait maybe a year or so. I just wasn't sure. I'd never tried Raquel Welch before. I wanted to try initially a different shade. So this is On Point. The shade that I have is Shaded Biscuit. I'll start with the shade first because it's probably Raquel Welch's most famous blonde shade. So Shaded Biscuit is a light sandy brown base. So I'll come up close so you can see what it looks like. I'm in direct sunlight today, so this is as true as it's going to get. So it's a light sandy ash brown base. It has pale blended ash blonde and beige blonde highlights throughout. So this is expertly blended. I am in love with this shade. I think it's a little bit browner than Palm Springs Blonde by Jon Renau, and I'll do a bit of a side-by-side comparison. So as I was saying, it's a little bit browner than Palm Springs Blonde. It has that light brown going through it, which really does make it extremely well blended. I love this shade and I can see why so many women absolutely adore this shade. But what's the most unique thing about Raquel Welch are these fantastic hairlines. I mean, check out that highlighting in the front. I love this. This blonde bit in the very front essentially pulls away from the darkness of the roots and does frame your face perfectly. I mean, I never would have expected that, and I don't think I've had another wig that has a very intense hairline like this does, and it is so beautiful. They've used that pale blonde shade all around the perimeter of the face. So it's very well done, and I'm super impressed by this shading around the face. So let's talk a little bit about what it looks like in terms of length. I'll do a 360 for you guys right now as well, and I'll put the dimensions up on the screen. So essentially On Point is a fantastic length and density. I feel like it's a light to medium density. So I've heard other people say that it's a bit fuller. I would tend to disagree because it is quite light, it's quite airy. It's probably because it has these HT fibers, so it is a true to life fiber. That's the heat friendly fiber that Raquel Welch has trademarked, and they are very realistic, very soft to the touch, and they're quite light and fine. This wig has 0 permatease. It is quite flat. It comes with a hand tied lace front, monofilament part. I flip it across though. I don't like myself with a bob with a center part. As I showed the dimensions previously, the fronts are about 10.5 inches. So you've got some shorter layers. Around the sides, it's about 12, and on the back, it's probably around 7 or 8. So it creates this really nice long bob in the front, and it goes a bit shorter in the back. So I think this wig is so versatile, suits absolutely so many face shapes. I have probably around to a heart face shape. I imagine it will look great on someone who has a longer face because you can flip it around a little bit and it has these really pretty layers. Yeah, I think it's just such a versatile wig and a wig that will suit so many people. So this is one of the very trendiest styles. It's the on-trend bob that we see from every single brand at the moment. Rene of Paris has their own, Noriko has their own, and so on and so forth. So, how do you choose which one's the best for you? I think it's the features like the cap which sold me on the Raquel Welch wig, but primarily it was these face framing layers. I regret not purchasing this earlier and trying this one out. I had waited and I had seen so many people purchase this before me, but for some reason I just didn't purchase it. but I did purchase it a few weeks ago from the Beauty Nook live sale. So if you're not following the Beauty Nook, please see the information down below and the link to the Facebook page. The Beauty Nook has Friday live sales. The prices are unbeatable essentially. So on a Friday, you can find wigs at fantastic prices, and they're open box, so it's free shipping. And yes, so this is when I purchased this beauty on my head. So this one's really easy to wear, very easy to style. On Point is just a great put on your head and walk out the door wig. Honestly, it doesn't need much fuss. You can fluff it up a bit if you want a bit more volume. You can add some texture spray if you want, you know, to give it more of a crown. So it is one of the easiest wigs that I own. So just a couple of things before I take off the cap and show you the inside of this wig. When I first received the wig from the Beauty Nook, it had inside this metal apparatus. So it was like a little rod. I will try and find it and insert a photo up here. So essentially it had a little metal rod that was stretching or giving the cap its own shape. So when I first put the wig on my head from out of the box to try it on, because I was so excited that it had arrived. So here on the crown where the mono part meets the wefting and meets the rest of the cap, there is a little dome-like pointy bit. So just on the crown, I'm sure that will flatten as I wear it, or once I wash it a few times, I imagine it will flatten down. It doesn't really bother me, but it was just something that I realized as soon as I put it on. Another thing is the size of the cap. So I'm an average or a tiny size smaller than average head size. I usually am okay with most average wigs. I find that On Point is quite roomy. I can feel the wefting in the back. I don't know if you can see anything, but there's probably a bit of stretch, and you'll see that a little bit better when I take it off. But there's a bit of room in the back. So if you do have bio hair, you're an average size head, and you have bio hair, perfect. This will fit you perfectly. But if you are on the smaller side and you're a petite to average, this will be a little bit big. Already it's just on the cusp of being a little bit too big for me as well. But I've changed the adjusters, I've moved it around a little bit, and I think it's actually starting to conform really well to my head. And I imagine it'll be a lot better when I wash it. So I'm going to take the cap off so you can see what it looks like inside. So I'm a sweaty Betty today. It is very hot in Sydney. I just filmed this makeup look if you want to go check it out. But yeah, I didn't wear a wig cap because it is extremely hot. So let me show you what this looks like in the front. It is stunning. The lace is beautiful. I mean, check that out. I love these knots. So the knots on these are very tiny. I hope that all other Raquel Welch wigs are like this as well. I know that some of the other brands have larger knots, so this is actually quite a pleasant surprise, if you will. You can see here the perimeter, which is a lighter line or a lighter row of blonde strands. As I mentioned, it is a mono center part. It has a hand-tied lace front. It has your standard wefted cap. I guess what's really unique with this is that it is a memory cap, I think it's called, and there's silicone on each of the strips. So that's really great for bald people like myself. I think that this will be really comfortable on your scalp, and it'll help grab onto your scalp a little better. It has an extended felt nape, and it has Velcro adjusters. Very, very comfortable, as I mentioned. Yes, and I forgot to talk to you about the ear tabs. Ear tabs are quite nice. They're a little bit deep, which I enjoy, especially since I wear glasses. I like to have a little bit deeper ear tabs so my glasses can sit underneath them well. Just want to mention that they're not overly thick, so if you wear your glasses on top of your ear tabs, then this will not bother you at all. There isn't a lot of hair there, and in general I don't find that there's a lot of hair on this wig. I find that it is quite natural looking and natural feeling, or for myself anyway. So this is On Point, and I think she is a stunning wig out of the box. I've worn her maybe, gosh, 5 times already, I'd like to say. The 2 times were at events. One was a family function, the other one was with the Australian Hair Loss group. We went out for a dinner, and yes, everyone has been super thrilled with this wig, and those who didn't know me and met me for the first time thought I was rocking my real hair. So a lot of compliments on this one, and I have enjoyed it thoroughly. Go check out my Instagram if you'd like to see more photos of On Point and how I rock her with different makeup looks. So yes, I'll put it back on and tell you my final thoughts. So here are my final thoughts on Raquel Welch On Point. I think this is a great entry wig for those of you who want to try Raquel Welch, aren't too thrilled with some of the styles, want something a bit more modern and edgier. I think try this. It is heat friendly, so I'm not exactly sure how it will stand the test of time. So I'll check in a few months' time after I've worn this for a few months in summer. So it is summer, so there's going to be a bit of friction, especially here in the front. The cap's great. It's very comfortable, you know, just from wearing it a few times. Today I'm not wearing a wig cap, so I feel like it is quite comfortable. It's a little bit big. It's on the larger size of average. So if you have a smaller head, then it'll probably be a bit too big. But there are ways, obviously, you can cut some of the tracks and stitch them together. But if you're looking for an out-of-the-box solution, this might be a little bit too big. It is a middle part, but if you're like me, just give it a good flip around, put some water, wet it, and maybe add a bit of steam to the part. I've not done that yet, and it just sits perfectly fine. It might fall into my face, but hey, I feel like I'm rocking that 80s look with this one, and the shade is amazing. I actually have my second Raquel Welch wig on its way. It's another Beauty Nook purchase, and it's in a lighter shade, so it's in one of the new cooler blondes. So I'm really looking forward to reviewing that very soon. Hopefully I should receive it in the next few weeks from the Beauty Nook. So if you are looking for an angled bob and haven't purchased another one from another company, then I would definitely recommend trying On Point from Raquel Welch. Very easy to wear, and yeah, I've enjoyed it so far quite a lot. So I'll add all the links down below to the Beauty Nook, where you can purchase this from, you know, to the Raquel Welch website. I'll have all the details about the wig down below, as well as what makeup I'm wearing. And please go check out my Get Ready With Me video. I provide a bit of an update on my life at the moment, what I'm going through, you know, how I'm handling hair loss and alopecia. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you have any questions, please let me know down below in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you've enjoyed my video today, please don't forget to thumbs up before you go, and subscribe and ring that bell so you receive notifications every time I upload a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.